The XPO is a public art project that looks to actively engage rural communities by giving space and time to review, recall and renew core values and priorities. It's based in the former post office in Kilnaboys in North County Clare, which was closed down for good in 2002. The personal belongings of the former postmaster, Matty Rinn, were still in the building when I moved in September 2007. Matty was a much-loved man who, unbeknown to anybody, had an extraordinarily rich private life. The post office still contained his books and correspondence courses in everything from English to advanced electronics. Though Matty lived and remained in Kilnaboys all his life, the post office was full of evidence of his intellectual curiosity about and dealings with the wider world. My first action after consultation in the community was to make the Matty Rinn Archive the opening exhibition in December 2007. Matty was somebody that I came to meet when I first moved to Kilnaboys in 1991, and he immediately attracted or struck me by the breadth of his knowledge and the depth of his connection to both this place but also to the wider world, because Matty used to be a shortwave radio buff, and this was one of his abiding passions. So this post office closed, like many rural post offices, in 2002. And a couple of years ago, I began to do a PhD, which looks at interrogating the kind of notions of what constitutes landscape and place in the west of Ireland today. And through the research that I was doing for my PhD, and through some public art commissions that I had done for Clare County Council, and some research I did with Clare County Council as part of a partnership called Shifting Ground, I came to realise that in order to properly address what constitutes rural place today, I needed to embed and dig deep in a place.
Flying kites, making tea, pouring tea, drinking tea.
On behalf of Kilnaboys Community Development Association, I'd like to welcome you here to this very special launch on an awful blooming Sunday. Normally you come to launch of something, it's either a building for a single or maybe a double purpose unit, but this innovation and project, what it can or cannot do is up to us. The ideas are limitless, so it's up to us to come up with the ideas, because we have a unique opportunity to develop something, particularly an old building that was the focal point in the life of Kilnaboys for, we reckon, about 115 years, when the old post office was there at the edge of Eastmore and back to where the current building was.
I decided that I would reopen the post office in Kilnaboys and use it as a kind of, I suppose, a lens to bring into focus some of the issues affecting rural communities and rural places in Ireland today. What I discovered about the post office and what I discovered about Matty Rinn was that he was really deeply loved by the community and respected by the community. And when I came in to visit the place, when I was looking to reopen it, I discovered that there was an awful lot of Matty's books and tapes and various artefacts still here. So I decided to look at revealing some of that complexity of this sort of very shy, deep, passionate man. I found books and letters that covered correspondence courses that he'd done in the 60s with colleges in England to improve his English and his use of English. I found language tapes that he'd recorded from his shortwave radio. I found 84 of the tapes covering at least five languages. I needed to, I suppose, dig deep in a locality within a place, and the most obvious place to choose was a place that was close to where I lived, and the most obvious venue was the post office, because the post office was that place where people met incidentally in the course of their day-to-day business. It was a sort of communal hub.
We've only been here since. Hi, how are you?
You know what, 50 years ago? 57, yeah, 50 years ago.
Oh, Mary, Mickey Random. Did you not recognise him? And Mary, is he here?
It's interesting to look at the parallels between networks in the past, networks going into the future, and see how they can be used to, in a sense, join the community back up again in the way that the postman has always done.
Course, an advanced English course.
You'd never imagine that, though, Bernadette. You just wouldn't imagine.